Andreas, and how did you start meditating?
Oh yes, it was a long story. I like to tell an anecdote before, because I hesitated to start. I had a lot of reason what all should happen before I can start with meditation, and I learned there is a point of no return. You have to step over and do it, and not to think about. And I would like to tell an anecdote. It is from Rudolf Steiner. Moment. It is said that Rudolf Steiner once had a conversation with Herbert Hahn, one of the teachers of the first Waldorf school in Stuttgart, Germany, founded by Rudolf Steiner at 1919. Herbert Hahn: Doctor, how should I imagine an angel? Rudolf Steiner: just imagine him somehow. Herbert Hahn: but doctor, it's difficult to imagine an angel in any way. Rudolf Steiner: dear Dr. Hahn, don't you believe that the angel will assist you in the right way? And I think this anecdote shows two things. The first thing, start as wrong as it is, but start. And the second, be aware what is wrong if you become aware of something, what you have to correct. So I think the idea to start, if one is really grown up, is a wrong approach. Start as you are and start as wrong as it is, but be aware what happens when you go on. It's like you start to learn an instrument. If you play a violin and it sounds bad, you try to make it better. And if you, some people say, even Rudolf Steiner too, you must you have to continue all the time. And the danger is, if you make a mistake and you continue this mistake, it becomes not better, but better. So the continuation have to be accompanied by a consciousness, what I'm doing, is it still okay what I do? So I think start as wrong as you think, but be aware what you do.
Yeah, this is the quality of perseverance, isn't it? When you persevere, you keep doing,
yes.
keep doing.
Yes, the persevering has to be with consciousness, with self-control, and not stupid doing the same thing wrong all the time. Of course, of course. Yeah. This anecdote I citate is in my book. And I would like to tell a little bit from this book, because there are all the themes which belongs to meditation. I try to describe or to develop. The title is Spiritual Experience in Everyday Life. And this is my approach also to meditation. I think there are two types of meditators. The one type, like Capesius in a mystery play of Rudolf Steiner, is meditation is silence, is to go inside, to be aware what happens. And the other one, Strada, is just the opposite. He says, when I have spiritual experience, I'm in the work, in the field. I'm just try to do something, and then the spiritual experiences happens. And I'm more of the second type. For me, meditation is more training to be aware when spirit happens, or when spiritual experiences happens. And this is also in this book. And I like to ask for comments for this book. We have it translated in English, and the translation, the publishing process is still in progress. And if someone take a look in this book and has some comments or some hints to make it better, I would be very happy. So I like to show you the spiritual experience in everyday life. This is the PDF where you can download it. And if you have some comments, I would be happy you write me an email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it is your book, Andreas. When did you write it? Do you remember?
Sorry?
I understood this is your book,
yes.
And you wrote it already some years ago. And
yes.
when did you write that?
Yes, I tried to write a manual for spiritual experiences, and all tries were not successful. And then I tried again to tell about my experiences, and this leads to this book. It's published in 2006 or something like that.
Yeah, okay, I understand. And this book is mainly about your personal individual experience on your personal path of the development.
Yes, that's one part. I tell about a dwarf who accompanies me in my everyday work in the Heertsch. Heertsch is a medical research institute where I worked on indication of Rudolf Steiner how to mix the mistletoe subs to make a medicament. And the indications are technical, very difficult. He told, use a disc 1 meter in diameter and rotate it with 10,000 tours.
Disc.
A disc, yeah, in a minute. And all materials explode in this this rotation. Only Titan is possible to be. And in this work, I had a lot of unsuccessful situations until I learned there is a dwarf who accompanies me, and as far as I recognize that he has to live in my consciousness, these bad events decreases. Not all, but astonishingly enough. And there I talk about how to be aware of these beings and how to prove that it's not crazy.
Oh,
yeah. And that's one thing of my themes: how to prove that a spiritual experience is not a projection of my inner wishes and my uses and behaviors and so on. So it's a nice question how to be sure that it's reality and not projection. Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you very much for that.